Hey, this is Brian. Today we're going to wrap the lower part of the bumper. So called a diffuser. I don't know if it's a real diffuser or not, but we're going to wrap it with a flat black vinyl wrap. So what I've done, more just for video purposes, I've actually just jacked the car up on the one side. We're just going to go through, you can see my car's filthy. We're just going to clean it off with some rubbing alcohol. Okay, so right now the bumper's clean, and trying to think about this ahead of time, I don't really want to put a blade to the vinyl once it's on the car. So what I did is, this is from Knifeless Tech Systems, and what it does, try to focus in here, it has a little filament on the inside, and it allows you to put this down first, and then what it does is that this little filament, if you can see it inside there, it actually acts as a cutter. So when you'll see what we'll do. We'll break the tape, and then we'll use that to actually cut, so you don't actually have to put a blade to the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start down here. Find the end of my tape here. You want to leave a couple inches hanging off. And you want to line up this little line right with where you want the tape to end. So I want to make sure that I get it really clean before I install any film. And underneath the car there are there's three actually. There's one here, here, and here. 10mm bolts, and then there's also an 8 on the end and an 8 on this end. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take them out so the film lays completely flat. Alright, at this point we're ready for some film. So make sure that you have some tools lined up. So you're going to want a heat gun, and you're going to want some squeegees. Some of these, like this one here, I got at Harbor Freight. It's probably $1. Otherwise you can get these on eBay or Amazon or whatever store, and they're actually for applying tint. A lot of them have a felt edge, and a lot of them just have the plastic edge. Mine didn't have the felt, so what I did is I had some chamois laying around, the synthetic kind, and I just glued it on there, so it should work fine. And then as far as the film's concerned, I know a lot of people go with the 3M film, but there's just as many good reviews about Avery, so I went with the Avery Supreme. To do this, it'll probably cost you $12, so it's pretty cheap. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to lay it out, and just stick it onto the car, and we'll start up top, and then we'll start to curve it around. The other thing is the piece I used for this is it's 12 inches by 60 inches. Alright, so what we're going to do after we have it on, hopefully you don't have to do it outside in the wind, we're just going to try to squeegee this down. And that's comfort access for you. So a lot of this I'm still just figuring out as I go. But one thing that I found that works well, especially when you have a lot of curves like this, is if you can hold the bottom and then heat the film up and then just pull and stretch it. It seems to work a lot better, especially when it's on a curved surface. So I don't know about you, but I don't have too much experience with vinyl. But what you're going to see is you're going to get these, they're almost like creases. I don't know what the technical name for them is. But all you really need to do with the vinyl, and you'll see, and I'm kind of just figuring this out as I go, but if you heat it, it's really going to make the vinyl shrink up and make it lay down pretty flat. I'll show you here. So what you want to do is just pull it out. And what I'm going to do, the exhaust, just cut this. So you can see it's kind of nasty. It's a little bit big, not really fitting too good. Now that everything is down for the most part, what I'm going to do now is just go over everything again, make sure everything's solid. And then I'm going to tuck under, and then we're going to use these little strips here to cut the film out. what you're going to want to do is take this piece of plastic, and as you'll see, it actually cuts it in half. So you're going to have two little pieces of plastic that you're going to need to remove. Then what you want to do is you want to just go through the bottom and just make a fine cut. I don't really have too much experience with this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave maybe a ½ an inch and see if I can try to tuck it around. And then I'm going to put those screws back, and then we're going to be all set. Another thing you want to make sure that you do is go back over all of the areas that you picked up when you looked at the tape. The knifeless tape stuff, it does okay, but what I had to do against, I didn't really want to, but I actually had to go back and cut this. Other than that, if you could do it on a warm day, I don't know if you can see, but there's snow in the background on the ground. You're not supposed to really do too much vinyl when it's this cold, but when it's wintertime and you want to do some vinyl wrap, go for it, as long as you have a heat gun. Other than that, just take your time, and I'll try to give you some tips on vinyl, but search YouTube. There's tons of videos on how to do vinyl wrap. And again, this is the Avery Supreme flat black. I just got it on eBay. Again, it was about 12 bucks. So overall, I think it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with the results. And try it yourself. All right, good luck.